Well, it's a Tuesday morning and it's another great day to be alive, y'all. What's
Yes,
up?
it
Come on
is.
in this room. It's another edition of the Faith Room. Everybody.
Wake up, y'all. Good
Good
morning,
morning.
people. Wake up, everybody. Happy Tuesday.
Yes.
It's a Tuesday edition of the Faith.
Tuesday edition.
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Come
Yeah.
on in, everybody. Good morning to you. Happy Tuesday.
Come on in the room.
Cadrick Jones, it's a
It's a tangible Tuesday, sir.
tangible Tuesday.
Yes, sir.
Tangible Tuesday. Pastor O, give me a T, Doc. What's up? Give me
It
something.
is going to be a tenacious Tuesday.
Hey,
Yay.
Three.
Hey.
The fellas coming. What you coming with?
it's a tantalizing Tuesday.
Tantalizing. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a terrific Tuesday.
And there you have it. Your Tuesday is made. Somebody
Let's go,
said it's a
y'all.
turn up Tuesday.
Come on,
Yeah.
Herman Anthony.
Yeah.
I'm Anthony in the room. Good morning,
He must be
everybody.
driving
Come
that
on
Corvette
in.
with the top down today.
Okay,
Huh?
that Cad?
I said he must be driving that Corvette with the top down today. That's why it's a turn up Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna have
Turn
to
up.
kick him up on that next time I come out.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning,
Hey, Mr.
everybody.
Curly.
Come on in, everybody. Good morning.
Right.
Declare your day, everybody. Once you declare your day,
Triumphant Tuesday, says
Yeah.
Barbara Rankin.
triumphant. I receive that. Triumphant Tuesday. I
Sylvia
receive
Dunbar
Tuesday.
says it's the True to Yourself Tuesday.
All
to
right.
yourself. Come on, y'all.
Somebody says a turnaround Tuesday.
Turn around.
What's
Yeah.
that song? Turn it around. Open the
The windows of heaven, pour out a blessing, overflow, or something like that.
Like that. Come on in, everybody. Good morning. Lord,
Tremendous.
come on in, y'all. It's gonna be a great day. I feel
Yeah.
it.
It's already great.
Jericho, what's going on? Verna Gann in the building. Good to see you. Jermaine JJ, good to see you. Lay Reed in the building.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good
This
morning.
is gonna be a good topic today. Jermon Maynard, great
Good
to
morning.
meet you today
Yes, sir.
for the
Jamal.
second time.
Good seeing you, man.
Yeah, come on in, everybody. And I have a few things to say at the 5-minute mark. Well, I'll say 6 minutes because
All
we're
right.
tagging right now, right? Everybody, we're tagging and we're going to share. Come on in, everybody. I know we took off yesterday. Everybody was in my inbox. Where y'all at? Where y'all
Well,
at?
I saw the inboxes, but I'm like, it's out there. They'll figure it out. I'm ready.
It's 7:40 and nobody's on. Y'all were going
Reading
in.
is
That
fundamental.
means you don't like the Faith Room page, because if you liked our page, you would have saw the notification.
You gotta like. You gotta like. You gotta
Coming
like.
on.
Yeah,
So
everybody
that's-
do that. Yeah,
Go
go like the page.
click
Go
the thumbs up button, the blue thumb, and then when we post stuff, you'll know.
That's how we do it. Everybody should do that, man. And I did an invite yesterday. Put it on your page and invite people to share. We're moving forward every day, y'all. God is blessing the platform. You know what God is doing. So let's keep doing what we do. That's all we're gonna say. Do what we do. So go like the page. And on Facebook, hopefully you've been over to YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
You can follow on YouTube, The Faith Room with Nate Stewart on YouTube. The Faith Room
There it is.
with Nate Stewart. Everybody should be over there doing that as well. All right. Listen, anybody you know who may be dealing with grief, not just the loss of a loved one or the passing of a loved one, I'll say, but any type of loss, tag them right now.
Yeah.
All week long, we're going to be talking about loss, getting over loss.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that this is needed. And I think so many people are just dealing with it in their own way, sometimes not healthy ways. So I'm excited about that. So let's take a couple of more minutes. Let's greet people. And let me just say to these facilitators and to the co-hosts, you all made my weekend so amazing. I want to thank you three. Come on, y'all. And everybody, Pastor Don Burst, Jermon Maynard, everybody, Stephen T. Robinson, y'all know he came in and preached Sunday, fourth pastoral anniversary. He did a phenomenal job. Did he not, guys?
Absolutely.
And then, let me just, Cadrick, Oris, Cherie, when y'all walked out of that back room, man, it just, y'all have no idea what that meant to me. Y'all have no, let me tell y'all again, y'all have no idea. I kept it together emotionally as best I could. But when I saw y'all walk out and they said the faith room, looking back at all the people.
Oh, because it was a boom in the room.
So I was just looking back at all the people, you know, who showed up from the faith room. But then when I looked up and saw y'all walking across that stage, if my heart could talk, that's all I'm gonna say. If my heart could talk, it was just y'all have no idea what that meant to me. So I want to thank you three for taking out of your life, your schedule, your money to come and be a part. And then y'all, we went to dinner on Sunday, and after service, and Pastor O took the tab, man, for everybody.
That's right.
Pastor Oris Pruitt grabbed, and I was praying to myself, Lord, please don't let that card decline, Jesus.
Now he knew it was going to. Now he was a reach coordinate. Now come on now.
Let me tell y'all this: when I'm gonna pay for a large meal, I'll step out, go to the bathroom, and check my account. Y'all better say something to me.
Before you reach
something to me. Y'all better say something to me. Y'all better say something to me. I'll go check my account to make sure. But guess what, y'all? The card did not decline. Give God praise.
We were able to walk out. Nobody had to wash a dish.
Tell your neighbor. The card did not decline. Pastor O,
oh my goodness.
Thank you so much, man. We appreciate you, brother.
Oh,
and
yeah, we wouldn't have had
it.
Yeah.
I just want to say, man, it was our honor to be there first and foremost.
Yeah.
To celebrate with you. And then the people in your ministry are just such hospitable, loving people, man. They made sure that they knew we were coming in. They made sure we were taken care of from the time we booked our flights to the time we left there. And so, man, big ups to Greater Life.
That's right.
Good deal. Man, thank y'all so much. Greater Life. Y'all see the love, the shout out. Y'all, if my internet go out, I'll come back in. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's a weak connection, but y'all know.
That's my side.
Yeah. Come back. Yeah. Somebody say Pastor O is a baller. That was a lot of people.
That's what they call him.
Wanna be a baller. It's something like that. I don't know that song. But I don't know. That's good, y'all. Come on in, everybody. Cherie, you came to San Diego and just turned all the way up. How was your visit to San Diego?
Amazing.
Did you like the city?
I loved it. I'm coming back for like 7 days.
Okay.
And so I come back with no agenda. You know what I'm saying? And then I come to church on Sunday, but just know, up until Sunday, I'm that girl.
I hear you, Cherie.
What did you like most about San Diego? What did you like most about
beach?
The beach. You went to the beach.
I did. I didn't want to leave.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. It was amazing. But from the beginning to the end, like Pastor Kadrick said, the hospitality was bar none. My crew, baby, let me tell y'all something.
They came through.
They came through at the airport. I had a whole situation.
At the airport.
A whole situation unto myself.
A whole situation.
It was.
You would have thought I was the guest, the speaker of the hour.
Cherie, your love. Kadrick, your love. Oris, I hope y'all heard the response, man, and felt the love.
Yeah, I did.
As you guys came in. And man, I appreciate everybody. I want to thank everybody. Then those who are not a part of this team, you are part of the Faith Room. And the Faith Room was deep up in that bad boy. Y'all seen all those people in that theater on Sunday?
So when they announced the Faith Room, I was looking at the crowd because I heard the noise.
Yeah.
It was.
So I didn't even know where you were. I was just following the leader till we was like, bam, right there in your face.
It was
But
crazy.
I was just like enamored. I was like, wow, they're in here.
It was amazing. So
Faith Room, y'all the bomb too.
What's that?
I said Faith Room, y'all the bomb.com.
Absolutely. We give them man. Thank you, everybody. We started a little late. You know, when you're in a new venue, you know, the technical stuff, but the Lord saw us through and went a little long because, you know, that's how.
Hey, but it's a celebration once a year.
Exactly.
Yeah. I appreciate everybody.
We can go over time. We're honoring the man of God. We can go over time.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. I told Pastor Stephen back in the green room, I told him, I say, look, Pastor Robinson, remember they're renting this facility, so don't tell them no. It was leaning a little bit when we.
He was being kind.
Man, I appreciate everybody. I'm gonna tag a few more people. Sheree, how many live do we have right now?
252.
We're at 252. Let me tag a few more people. I know I'm tagging people who I know dealing with grief, dealing with loss. And so I want you to take just a few moments, y'all. Let's try to get to 300. I'm going to start before 300, but we're close to that 300 mark now. I would love to get to 300 and we can start. So Sheree, let me know when we keep going north. And let me get a few more people in and then we'll keep moving. Anybody who may be dealing with loss now, or you dealt with loss here in the recent past or in the past, you know, this is a week for freedom. This is a week that I believe God is going to give you clarity about loss, and then he's going to help you process and he's going to help you deal with it. So we're going to be talking about a lot of things this week. We're going to get some professionals in to help us talk about and process from a clinical perspective loss. And so it's going to be very powerful. And I need you to come in the room. I need you to be a part every single day as the Lord continues to expand this amazing platform in our lives. All right. So here's what we're going to do, y'all. I want to talk about dealing with loss. And believe it or not, Sheree, and go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Sheree. Tell them how to just go back to that page. I want to make sure we do that.
All right.
The YouTube channel. We're still trying to build our YouTube channel.
Absolutely.
And go ahead and mention that. Good to see you. Everybody coming in. Tell them how to get on YouTube, what they need to do, how to subscribe to all that, Sheree.
So yeah, go to YouTube, your app YouTube, and if you're looking for us, just type The Faith Room with Nate Stewart. The Faith Room with Nate Stewart. And once you get to our page, you'll be able to see all of the uploads that we have thus far. And what we want you to do is not only go to our page and watch the videos, but we want you to subscribe to our channel so that every time we put new content out, you will be notified. And then when you watch the videos, we want you to hit that thumbs up, like our videos. And so you'll be helping us when you do that. So that's all we're asking. So make sure you go over there today, tell your friends, because everybody's not on Facebook. Right. And some people like to watch it without the comments.
Absolutely.
You know, so you have that option. You can do that over on YouTube, and you can share that link however you'd like to do it. So yeah, help us out.
That's good. All right, guys, here's what we're going to do. We're in our loss series. We're dealing with pain. The pain series. But today we're going to be talking about dealing with grief. Dealing with grief. Loss, gripped by grief. When I say gripped by grief, mean that we're trying to move ahead in life. We're trying to keep our head, but yet we're gripped by this loss that happened. Anybody ever dealt with loss? Just lift your hand. What do you mean loss?
Yeah.
Loss. And the first thing I want to do, Kat, I'm gonna get you to kick us off, man. I want to do. Because there's so much confusion about grief, the very meaning of grief. There's confusion about the very definition of grief. And we've been in prayer, and we have shared through research what I believe, what we all came to the conclusion is a good working definition of grief. And I want y'all to hear it Cal, I want you to kind of lean us into this definition. I want everybody to hear me closely and listen closely this week. I want to first make sure you understand what grief really means. And if you're gripped by grief this morning, come on, guys, be honest. Pastor Nate, this thing has me gripped. This thing has me locked. Yeah. I'm paralyzed in my grief.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to start. I see the hands going up, man. Yeah. And I think that's very commendable of you to be able to admit that you're in this season where you're gripped by grief. It's one thing to just, I'm dealing with grief, but it's another thing to be gripped by it. I'm gripped by it. So, Kat, let's start with the definition. I want everybody to hear. Take some notes if you can, because I believe God is going to set us free and give us more clarity as we move on. Let's move into this definition of grief.
Yeah, so grief, because when you think about grief, you normally think about losing a loved one or losing a family member, or losing someone you love. But grief is a normal process of reacting to loss. The loss may be physical, such as death, social, such as a divorce, or occupational, such as a job. Emotional reactions of grief can include anger, guilt, anxiety, sadness, despair. Physical reactions of grief can include sleeping problems, changes in appetite, physical problems, or illness. So grief is not just when you're grieving over someone passing away. Grief also includes any form of loss that we deal with, right? So if you're going through a divorce, it's just dealing with the loss of what used to be.
Yeah.
Wow, that's good, Kat. I want to say that again. And here's the thing, Cherie, there's not just there are multiple categories, Pastor O.
Right.
There's the loss of a loved one. Some of you are dealing with that. My cousin, my daddy. There is my grandmother, my mother. So the loss of a loved one. But then, Kadrick, the second one was dealing with that whole loss as it relates to relationship.
Right.
Yeah. That's critical.
Do you know so many people are gripped by grief because a relationship did not survive?
Mm-hmm.
There are kids who are dealing with grief because mom and daddy, it didn't make it. It didn't work out.
Wow.
Come on, guys, let's deal with this thing today. Some of you are dealing with not just, my loved one is gone, but this relationship, watch this, that I invested in.
That's the key, Pastor, right there. That's the key.
I let them meet my family. We traveled together. I done spent money on this person. When this person was sick, I was there, and it didn't work. Let me tell you, I don't know if you ever been through a breakup in life. I don't know if people are gonna be honest, but let me tell you, love sickness is real, man.
Real, that's right. Absolutely.
Cherie, it'll have you not eating. It'll have you locked up in your room.
Mm-hmm.
It'll have you mad. Y'all better talk to Pastor Nate. It'll have you mad at everybody.
That's right.
Anybody, come on. Anybody ever been love sick? I know we done lost. We've dealt with it. How many? Okay. You've been, Cherie, how did that make you feel? Love sick. And how would you define it in your experience?
Well, I have to agree with what you're saying. It like changes your whole world, because that was your world. I mean, if we could just be truthful and honest, many times, especially when it's a love relationship, you make that your world. And so when it's snatched away, or when it just doesn't work out, you got to try to adjust to a new normal, but it brings the sadness. I mean, much like a death. So some people don't eat, some of us eat. You know what I'm saying? It affects, I believe, grief. Everybody deals with grief differently, but everybody deals with it.
Come on, Cherie.
So there's no cookie cutter way, I don't think, to deal with grief. So you can't really look at Nate and say, well, I'm going to deal with it like Nate. You're not him. You can't do it like I did it, because we're all different. And so there are some tools that we can give you, but everybody deals with grief differently. Yeah. And so, it's likened to a death, I think.
Pastor O, you've been through some love grief, and you've shared it publicly on this platform. What did it look like for you, man?
Well, I want to go back to the word that you use, which is so rich. You gave the word investment. And for myself, I think that's what hurt the most as to how much I invested into the relationship, and only to see such a loss of return. So much I gave of myself, only to see those that I gave to turn their back on me and walk away from me. And so we're talking about, once again, people that you love. See, when you love people, you give your all to those people. It ain't like just this was, such and such on the street corner. No, this was a person that you love. This was a person you put your whole heart into. And then to lose that relationship, once again, so many people, and I guess it's like in the natural, when you make an investment, you expect a return.
Yeah.
When you put, and it's hard. Here's the hard part. When do I stop investing? Because we know we don't want to take a loss. So we'll keep adding on it when we have to come to that point, into that place of truth that says this is a loss. And that's a hard place to come to.
That's a hard. Yeah, Pastor O, you may want. I may want you to go out and come back in. You're freezing just a little bit, so go out. Okay. Cherie, bring Pastor O back in because I want his reception to be good. All right, y'all hear Pastor O? That's just great. Pastor Cad, I'm staying on this relational grief because we always talk about the physical. We don't talk about the relational grief.
Right.
I'm grieving my loved one gone.
Yeah.
How did it look for you, Cad?
And so the first thing comes to my mind is I think about the song by Rolls Royce, "I'm Going Down," that was remade by Mary J. Blige. She says, "Sleep don't come easy. Boy, please believe me. Since you've been gone, everything's going wrong. Why'd you have to say goodbye? Look what you've done to me. I can't stop these tears from coming down my eyes. I'm going down."
Wow, man.
And that's a classic example of grieving the loss of a relationship, right?
Come on, man.
And when a relationship is broken, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic relationship, right? Sometimes it's a relationship where you've had a friendship and that friendship breaks and you have to move on from that friendship, or you've been betrayed in a friendship. You grieve the loss of what that looks like, right? If you ever had someone like in ministry, if you had like a right-hand person who leaves, man,
that's good.
That breaks your heart because you have to deal with that loss.
Yeah.
Right?
That's good. That's good. Relational. If you're dealing with relational grief, let me see your hand. If you've dealt with relational, let me see your hand. Love grief. I see it. Pastor Nate, why are you taking your time? Because I want to set us free. I think we move so fast through stuff and we don't let it sink down in our spirit. Mm-hmm. So there's the lost loved ones. And we're going to talk about that a little bit. And let me go back to that, y'all, dealing with the loss of a loved one. And we're going to talk about it much deeper as we move. Right. But for every death, it's different for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's this grief called anticipatory grief, anticipating. I'm grieving, but I anticipated the loss.
Okay.
So grandmama's been sick for 10 weeks. The doctor called the family in 10 weeks ago and told the family to prepare because there's nothing that they could do for grandmama. So at that moment, when doctors have given diagnosis, the family begins to what? They begin to anticipate that grandmama may not. We know God is a miracle worker. Don't take me out of context, y'all.
Right,
I believe God is a miracle worker. Come on, Jesus. Because I know people who've been in hospice care who the Lord has raised from their sick bed. Yeah. But we do believe in medicine, and we do believe in doctor. We do believe in study of the body. And so we anticipate. And so the blow, Cherie, it hurts. I'm grieving.
Yeah.
But I was anticipating it.
Yes, I get it.
And then there are people, and that's why I tell you, you got to be careful how you tell people to get over what they, what they're going through when it comes to the death of a loved one, because there's another side of this thing, because there's that unexpected death.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell y'all something, man. That's a whole different type of grief.
The unexpected.
All of this grief, all of it is in the same family. But when my husband leaves the house, kisses us, I'll see y'all this evening, and dies in a car accident on the way to work, that's another. Y'all better say something to me. Cherie, I don't know how your mom transitioned in Cadre. I don't know if the unexpected death. We have people on here now, mothers right now, fathers listening right now, who I know personally at our church, whose children were murdered. I mean, 3 o'clock in the morning phone call that their child has been murdered. That's a different. Come on, y'all better. Yeah. Anticipatory grief versus that unexpected grief.
Yeah.
What about heart attack? Somebody you just saw. We were at the table eating dinner on Sunday to find out there was a public figure in Arkansas who Cherie, 2 weeks ago you saw him. He was at an event 2 weeks ago and
we attended a virtual funeral. Yeah.
And gone. Gone. What do y'all say about that unexpected and the anticipatory? Y'all want to share anything on that? Because I think some people need to understand that their pain may not be my pain as it relates to the death of a loved one.
Yeah. That unexpected grief, because you're in shock, because you're thinking that you're going to see this person and get home, or you're thinking that hey, they're just going in for just a minor surgery, they're going to come back out, right? But then something happens, they don't return, and you're just there, and you're stuck in this space, right? And you're trying to figure out how to deal with this. How is this? What is life going to be like? And you hadn't even gotten to life after this. You're still dealing with the shock of it,
right?
Yeah.
And so that immediate, unexpected thing, it has to be challenging. It has to be challenging.
And
go ahead, Cherie.
I was just going to say, the death of my ex-husband, my son's father, was sudden. And so for me, I'm trying to make sure my son is okay. Our son is fine, trying to make sure he's good. And it was somebody pulled me to the side, y'all, and said, and I've never shared this, are you okay? Are you okay? Because you cannot negate you were married to this man for X number of years. You can't just like sweep that under the rug. You got to make sure you're okay so that you can make sure he's okay. But then I had some people like, well, why would you be, some people can be so insensitive when they've never walked that path. So like, why would you be grieving? Well, I was married to him. Wow. We do have a child together, And so somebody had to point that out. I had some women inbox me, are you okay? And I had to like, you know what? I do need to deal with this and put this somewhere. But so y'all don't let people tell you how you should and should not grieve. And you should be over it, or you shouldn't feel a thing.
Right.
That's good.
People are quick to do that, especially when they've not walked that path.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Go ahead, Pastor O, jump in. And let me read Renee's comment, Pastor O, before you jump in. And we're going to move into this. Renee, I see it, Sharif. It went past. She said, I've had 6 family members die within a 3-month span. I definitely am struggling hard with it. On top of the family drama that comes with it. Wish I could run away from it all. Renee Holmes Mayo. 6 family members in a 3-month span, on top of, y'all know what comes with family death, right? Family drama.
Right.
That's a whole nother group.
Right.
Oh, jump in, man, and we'll move deeper into the stages of this thing called grief, man. Go ahead, Pastor O.
And I just want to, and if I come in and out, guys, please forgive me. I'm on my laptop this morning, but I went through both processes. One in which my mother, we was prepared for her death. They had already diagnosed her, and they had already told the family that, hey guys, get ready. We're going to put her in hospice because this is what's taking place. So the family was prepared. You know, my mom was preparing us, we was setting everything up for her transition. Whereas when my great grandmother passed away, now that was something totally different because she passed away just like that. My grief was different because my great great grandmother was the one who raised me. So when she passed away, that cut me the most because that's the one in whom I was the closest with. And so that level of grief was totally, totally, totally different. And then on top of that, I was a child when it happened. So I wasn't prepared for that at all. And Sharif, I love the fact that somebody came and asked how you was doing as a kid, and nobody asked me anything.
Wow. And that brings this question by Lay Lee. And I want to go ahead and pull it because I think it's very good. Lay Lee and Cherie, I have it. I got you 6. The young people taught me that. I got you 6. That probably be, y'all probably knew that. The 6, I got your back. You know, I got you back.
Yeah.
The 6 go like, y'all know the 6 go like this.
All right. I learned something today.
Cherie, look at me. You ain't looking at me though.
I'm trying to find the comment.
Look, the 6 go like this. So I got you. So look at me, Cherie. I know you're getting older.
Looking at you, sir.
When I say I got your 6, that means I got your back.
Thank you. I love you for it.
In that deep cat.
That's deep.
All right.
Y'all, I was just trying to find the comment. That's all.
Wait. Come on, Orange, over your head, Cherie. Come on now. Tiffany Nicole said, and I'm gonna get Lay Lee right here. Everyone tells me I should get over it because it's been 3 years, but I spent 10 years with him, and now everyone wants me to just move on and not be sad or anything.
Yeah.
Cadrick, Lay Lee says, she asked this question, Elder. How do you grieve the person? Oh, this is good. That is the only human being that could help you grieve them.
Wow.
Woo! Lay Lee said, how do you grieve a person?
Wow.
Cherie, I'm gonna let you.
Like that's the person you went to get through stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
When your go-to is gone.
Yeah, I get it.
When your go-to.
I've been there too.
Yeah.
That's a whole other feeling altogether.
Yeah.
Man.
That has.
I don't think your go-to is gone.
You feel lost and like, how do I put, like, what do I do? Just, I can't even explain it, Lay. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
That has to be hard.
So you're sad because they're gone, but then you lost because you were the one that I would come to when I felt a certain way. And when I couldn't
help me get
things,
through.
who helped me to put things in the right place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this, man, because she's really saying, y'all got to really hear what Lay is saying, because she's really saying she's walking in this earth and the encouragement that she needs is not there. So watch this. You can have all these people around you and they not be able, watch this, and they're not able to give you what you need.
And they're trying.
Come on, Cherie. Have you ever been in a crowded room and still felt
And
lonely?
I'm still lost and lonesome because though you're trying, it's just not. That's not what I need right now. He knew what I needed. Y'all, baby, listen, I understand.
Right.
I understand.
Yeah.
Lay said, and I see you, Tashawn. Y'all, this is the Holy Spirit led us to this topic today, and we may not even get into the deep side of this today, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Lay said we were both sick at home with COVID, not expecting him to die. How? Why? Why him? Why now? That's real. Let it out, girl. Let it go.
Yeah.
Tashawn Jones, I love this statement. And if you're new to the Faith Room, let me just tell you, we are an interactive platform.
Yes.
It's not about us coming on here preaching to you. What makes the Faith Room so amazing is that you get to talk. You
Right.
get to talk, and your comments get to come up if we can catch it.
Right.
Tashawn Jones says in 2006, y'all listen to this, Faith Room. My mother had a brain aneurysm. And even though she survived, she is truly not the same person. I have been told that I need to grieve the loss of who she was in order to be able to care for the new person she is now.
Yeah.
How do you grieve someone who is still alive?
Yeah. Julie Gant had a similar question.
Relationship therapist, where are you? Y'all coming? We're going to get them in here. This is deep clinical stuff. Go ahead and read Julie's statement, Kat. A question.
Said, how do you grieve a relationship where the person is not gone, but their memory and the role that they played in your life is gone? Like a parent with dementia and was your rock on all issues in life, but they're still there, and it's almost like you're looking at a shell of who they used to be.
Yeah.
Let me jump in here,
Wow.
because I think we're going to deal with this in just a minute as we dive into some of the content. Let me go back to that first question that was brought up. That's like a person. I'm dealing with a couple of people now. Their mother, and they're different scenarios, but it's relating to a mom who has dementia, Alzheimer's. So it is like, this is mom. This is who raised me. This is who encouraged me. This is who led me through life. But now their mind is they don't even know who they are most days. That's tough, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I'm dealing with somebody who I look at every day, but it's painful seeing them in that state. Let me just say this. My aunt had MS and she died in 93. She had MS, and I saw my aunt go from a 20-ounce Coca-Cola bottle shape. And let me just say this, because I believe the Holy Ghost wants me to say this. My Aunt Tammy, my cousins are on here now. They don't always come in, but they are in here. I seen them. She had a Coca-Cola bottle shape. I remember, y'all know I don't have any siblings, going to the store with my Aunt Tammy, my mom's only sister. Guys used to run her down in the store. I used to be with her as a little kid saying, come here, what's up, Tammy? What's up, baby? She marries her high school sweetheart. He's in the military. He's stationed in Frankfurt, Germany. She goes to Germany with him in her 20s. And we thought it was a stomach virus. She got sick. We thought it was the change of food and the change of climate. We didn't think much of it. But ends up, she loses her eyesight. She becomes paralyzed from her waist down. Here's this Coca-Cola bottle figure woman who we saw just the regression and of her body. Now she's bedridden. She was in Walter Reed Hospital for over a year. She then comes home. My grandmother, we had to get care for her. I'm there. I couldn't go outside because I had to watch her. And when I got home from school, it it was so hard. And let me just tell y'all this, just for the sake of saying it. My Uncle Terrence, look, he left her. He left. He abandoned her. Because this woman who had this Coca-Cola bottle shape, she was fine, but now bed sores, can't move, can't change herself. Wow. Muscle spasms, prednisone. Y'all know prednisone blow you up. My Aunt Tammy, Coca-Cola, and y'all within 3 years, you couldn't even recognize who this, and this is so important to understand, guys. You got to be careful who you yoke up with, because who's to say when life is going to shift?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Right. That's absolutely right.
Who's to say when your body is going, that fine body you have now, baby, you don't know when it's going to shift.
Right.
And you need somebody in your life who can handle you in the beauty of your physique, but then when your physique is not what you would, right. Because I still think people with physiques we don't think is beautiful, they're still beautiful people. Let me just say that. Right. But people, it's got to be a certain way. My Uncle Terrence abandoned her. And I'm going to say this, y'all. Everybody cannot handle dealing with people who are alive.
That's it.
But not who they used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, the only way we got through it, guys, is God. We needed God's strength. Mm-hmm. I remember my grandmother being in the kitchen praying. Y'all jump in here with me. And she would just, and I didn't know, before she woke my aunt up, she would just be in the kitchen praying. And I believe my grandmother was just asking God to give me strength to go deal with my child.
Wow.
Who is in this condition. Y'all, that's the only remedy. So Lay and others who typed in comments about they are living with a condition, I have to see them like this. Ask God to give you strength.
Yes.
Yeah. Because they're leaning on your strength, I believe.
Yeah.
They're leaning. And y'all can jump in on that question. Yeah. I just, in Faith Room, if y'all have any experience with it, type in some advice. Go ahead, Elder.
Yeah.
Read missionary Annetta Watson Fairchild says, it's a tough situation when the caregiver role is reversed. Once your parents cared for you, and now you're faced with caring for them. It's so hard. The shift takes strength.
Yeah. That's tough. That's tough. And I was looking at Vanita Brown. Her daughter just passed about a month ago, just suddenly. And she made the statement. She said, I hate this feeling because I was always told to be strong. And so to have to feel grief when you've been told all life, be strong. Mm-hmm. I'm sure that's difficult. And then I think about people. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that's something that, again, people, I think they have good intentions, but particularly in our culture, that's the go-to line. Be strong. And so when you start to grieve, or when you find yourself crying and feeling a certain way, you're feeling like I'm not strong. And you know what? It's okay. I'm not strong right now.
Right.
So my line is always, it's okay not to be okay.
Yeah.
As long as you're on your way. But right now I'm not okay. And that's good. That's okay. Don't let anybody make you feel bad. That was your daughter, for crying out loud, or your mother. I mean, come on. That wasn't just some stranger.
Yes. And I think the church has to get to the place to where we really take on the scripture that says, let the strong bear the infirmities of the weak. Mm-hmm. That infirmity is not just necessarily, when someone is sick, but sometimes people are going through things that they need to have permission to be weak.
Yeah.
And when they take that permission to be weak, we have to step in there to be strong for them.
Mm-hmm. And I think we also sometimes, and I'm not ever bashing the church, but sometimes we take scripture out of context. They always want to quote what 1 Thessalonians 4, mm-hmm. Like we sorrow, but we don't sorrow as those who have no hope. But it didn't say we don't
right
grieve.
Yeah,
we still can grieve. We still feel sorrow. because we're human. But it's just saying we know that there's hope added with ours, you know. So it's not saying it's illegal to grieve if you're a Christian or if you're saved. So grief is a part of human life. It's a part of life. You're going to grieve something at some point. And so I said it before, we grieve differently, but we all grieve
Right.
at some point.
Right. Victoria, go ahead. Hold on, Pastor O. Hold that thought.
Victoria,
and let me read this one comment before we leave. And then you jump right in. My mama had dementia and I left San Diego to come take care of her almost 2 years ago. When I tell you it's been hard, yet there it is. Yet such a beautiful time. She's still losing her memory, yet God told me to make new memories. That's good, V. Be in the moment with her. I'm being healed because of my mama's spirit. My mama is doing better, and I am too, because I know I'm supposed to be here at such a time as this. That's good advice for somebody who's living.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
That kind of, it may help those who are saying my mom is still here.
That's what I'm saying. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
Make new memories. That's good.
Pastor O, jump in on your thought, man.
No, I was just going to share that Lisa and I literally lived that. When I met Lisa, her mother was going through those stages of dementia. She had a specific type of disease that was actually eating at her brain. And so it was causing her brain to get small and small, and it was literally taking the life out of her. And so I saw what my wife went through, the process that she went through in supporting her mom and taking care of her mom. On top of that, she was trying to take care of her dad as well. And when God brought me into her life, and this is what I want to share with everybody who wants to help the caretaker, just say, hey, listen, how can I help? I don't have to have all the answers. Just let me know how I can help you take care of the responsibilities that you have. And so that's all I did. I allowed her to train me how to care for her mom, how to make her bed, how to change the diapers and everything. I allowed her to teach me so that I could take some of that responsibility off of Lisa, because she was doing so much. And even to the point, to the place where Lisa literally, when she found her mother had passed away, she walked in. She told me, "You go in there. I can't handle it. You tell me the hard truth."
Wow.
And so literally I had to go in, and then the best way I could tell her, yes, your mom has transitioned on. But the whole key, once again, as a community, we've got to come and say, how can I help as a community, and then do everything that we can. I'm not there to take over. I'm just there to help.
Amen. Yeah. Y'all, let's do this. Let's not try to deal with all this today. I think
we can't.
Prophet, this is just a good foundation.
It is.
And I'm looking at the comments. Charles Gooden, I said I had to care for my mom for the last 3 years of her life. That was tough because she was not the same person she used to be before she got that illness. So I grieved while she was still alive. Y'all see why grief is such broader? It's much more broader than we put grief in the box of death.
Death only.
But you got people grieving folk who still alive.
Yep.
And Sheree, I didn't even mention occupational grief.
Right.
What do you do when you're used to a certain lifestyle and you lose your job? They lay you off. They downsize. You had to go from a house to an apartment. Watch this. You had to go from your own to now living with somebody. I invested my money in a market that crashed. What do you do when you're grieving?
Yeah.
I should be further along on this job. I've been on this job 27 years and everybody's getting promotion but me. And I'm sitting here in the same cubicle that I've been in 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And I can say, I don't know if grief, I experienced that with the radio station, making great money, program director. And then all of a sudden the station gets sold. So now I'm going to go from being the program director, to working for another company where they can put me, right? Because the whole format changed. It wasn't even gospel music anymore. So, they tried to put me on the Sunday morning, but that's not a full-time job. So then eventually I had to get back out into, doing some. I was in the automotive financing industry. That I had to do something to live because I was accustomed to a certain standard. And then, so yeah, that's you have to go without stuff you're accustomed to. You have to, it's a whole nother mindset.
Yeah.
And then you deal with what people gonna say, all of that stuff.
Right.
All of that.
I totally understand that.
I used to, you get the menu at the restaurant. Y'all want any appetizers? Yeah.
Just bring me the biscuit.
Let y'all want some wings? Y'all want some wings? Yeah. Let us get some wings and some.
Just eat the free bread and bring me a bowl of lemons.
Right.
And y'all got some sugar on this? Okay, I'm gonna make me some lemonade.
Yeah.
Sheree, I want some calamari too.
Did that last night.
But now,
hold on. But when that thing shift,
yes, sir.
We're ready to order.
Yeah, we already know what we want.
Right.
Y'all don't want to. We don't want any appetizers. Y'all.
Right.
I want it.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. And
listen, I'm saying that. But people
real
are living that.
Yeah.
Now, I couldn't even keep cable. I had to tell my son, we can't do this right now.
Man.
Let's jump in. What you gonna say?
I'm living. I'm in that moment now. And I had to grieve that situation because I've been with that company for almost 8 years. I literally helped to build it to where it is now. Traveling 75% of the year, putting my marriage in jeopardy and everything. And then, for them to, on a technicality, let me go. That was hard. Now it doesn't mean that I don't have faith that God's going to take care of me, but I still grieve the way it happened. I still grieve. There have been some days where some days I just lay in the bed. Don't want to get up because I'm grieving because and I know I still have other things. I still have purpose. I still have destiny. But just remembering what it was like, just remembering the track that I was on, and then for it to happen that way, man, it was hard. It was hard.
Wow.
Yep.
Let me deal with one. We have 5 minutes because we're not gonna get into this. I want to just deal with. I want to deal with the. Y'all want to deal with the stages first or the myths? Which one y'all want to talk about?
Let's deal with the myths.
I don't have those ready. Okay.
The myths. That's fine. The myths. Type that in, y'all. The myths of grief. Myths. I've been practicing that word all morning. Myths. Look at my tongue. Myths. So y'all like to make people feel bad.
Nate, no, that's you. You do that.
No, I don't. No.
You do that to others.
The myth.
Others named Sheree. You do that.
The myth. The myth. Katina, family, where you at? Katina, you're supposed to be family. Come on now. Myths.
Yeah.
I want to deal with Cad. Let's just deal with the first one, and that'll take us out of here for the week. And we're working on bringing some therapists in, y'all, all week long. We're gonna deal with the myths of grief, the stages of grief. Y'all know I can't talk.
It's all right. Moses couldn't, but God used him.
And why don't people tell you?
Use the Lord.
Saying it wrong.
Why what?
They don't say nothing on the front end, but then on the back end, they be like, you were saying it wrong the whole time. Why are you telling me 5 months later? After the sermon, after the revival.
What they gonna do? Just holler out? That ain't how you say that. How they gonna correct you, Nate?
That happened.
Then that's another situation. Then you want to keep you at the church.
I was preaching in Riverhead, Long Island, and I was going in. I said, we serve an impotent God. He's impotent to move mountains, impotent to make ways.
You killing it saying it wrong.
Look at your neighbor and say he's an impotent
God. No, he is not. I'm not saying that to my neighbor.
You were in New York. You were in New York calling God impotent.
And I wonder why that pastor didn't bring me back.
What were you trying to say? Omnipotent.
But I was in the spirit. Somebody said that ain't the spirit. I was gone.
What spirit? What spirit was it?
Hold on, Sheree.
What's happening? They said God's impotent. Touch your neighbor and say he's impotent.
Whoever said it, somebody should have popped him. Shut up.
Tony. Okay, let me move on. Listen, those were my early years of being on the road. It was a youth revival, and the kids didn't know anyway.
Oh, okay, we'll give you grace. The kids didn't know.
Ooh. Lord.
So,
but you know that comes with being a pastor, because we used to get my daddy every time.
What was your daddy's worst word?
No, my daddy has gotten up and said, and he retched back. My mom said, don't say that no more. That's not a word.
Rich.
He retched back. He reached. It's reached.
But I understand that sometimes when I'm preaching, that Eudora just comes out of me. I guess
so.
I just go get trolled.
He woke me up this morning and told me with a finger of love. That's the past tense of teach. That is not the past tense of touch.
All right, y'all. I love y'all, and I see I can't share my past without people.
I'm letting you know you are not alone. It just comes with being a pastor. Somebody gonna tell you, and it's your family.
Yes,
people
Lord.
who love you.
People who love you will tell you.
And
I was one of my partners in here, Vanessa. I was calling this pastor in the city. His name is Collis. I was calling him Corliss.
Now you make up people. You name people what you want them.
That man never told me I was pronouncing his name wrong. Thank God for people who love you. And now I have to say it. So he's like, why do you say my name slow? I said, I said, hey, Pastor Collis, because I don't want to forget, sir. He laughed at me. He may be watching now. Let me deal with one of these so y'all can get up off me. Y'all better not, Cherie, you better not miss. Don't you come in here with that spirit on you. I'm going to get you. I'm going to put it on live.
But I'm not the one laughing at you. You're laughing at yourself. You do this to me. I don't do this to you.
Do I pick on you, Cherie?
Yes.
All the time.
All right.
I have grace. I'll get you
back yourself. T-shirt today. That's why she wore that T-shirt today. She said,
God, I let
it go.
Do your
yes,
thing.
Lord.
Nate, I'll pull you to the side and say, okay, do this, don't do that. I don't get you most times on the World Wide Web.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Pastor let's deal with the first one.
All right, sir.
The first myth. We gotta go, y'all. We're not gonna go over an hour today. So we're just gonna wet the appetite, and then we're gonna go. All right.
All right. So the first myth, after a certain amount of time, you should be over it. Sometimes people who care about our suffering say things that don't help much, like, isn't it time to get past this, move on? Or it's time to pull yourself together and get on with your life. The truth is, there's no timeline to grief. Now, Pastor, this is going to be a debate. This is going to be, I'm going to throw that monkey wrench. I'm going to read something, and I want your theological answer to it. Moses was 120 years old when he died. His eyes were not weak. His vitality had not left him. The Israelites wept for Moses in the plains of Moab 30 days. Then the days of weeping and mourning for Moses came to an end.
Yeah.
That don't mean it's right.
So it did it said
That don't mean it's right.
days
Just
of
because
weeping
it
and
did
mourning
it.
came to an end.
I'm just saying.
That was from a corporate sense. It's like when someone prominent dies and they're laying in state, right? And the whole nation is grieving them and mourning them. But it doesn't mean that person, that family stops grieving, right? Because that family still has to go home to an empty bed, an empty room, right? Let's think of it from the perspective of Moses's wife and sons. How did they deal with that? Right. They're still grieving that. Now they can be in the middle of rejoicing while everybody's going into the land of promise. But here it is, my dad is gone.
That's right.
That's good.
He gave everything he had to y'all, and he's gone. Yeah, and so yeah, from a corporate standpoint, that makes sense. The days had ended, but from a personal aspect and standpoint, that still can be tough.
Right.
So what is the danger?
We still can't make that the end all be all.
Right.
Because a lot of times I think, and I know you know, Pastor O, just because it's in the Bible 30 days, that don't mean that's the standard. That was for them.
Yeah,
that's what happened to them.
I understand it's not the standard, but my question really is this. What if I get stuck in that place of grief for too long? Is there a danger in getting stuck in grieving too long?
There's a danger in getting stuck. But if you're progressing, you don't get to tell me how long my grief takes.
Yeah.
And it's
as
going
long
to
as I'm moving, getting stuck in anything is not good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
If you miss the first myth, it is after a certain amount of time, you should be over it. That's the myth. And I totally, because some of you are feeling like you're not progressing because you're still grieving. And you're feeling like you're not moving forward because you're still grieving.
And that was one person who actually put in there.
Go ahead, Kat.
One person who actually put in there that they went to their pastor for counsel, and their pastor told them to get over it.
I've heard that before. But here's the thing. You could be, because I don't know if you ever get over it. You just learn to live with a new normal, but you could be okay one day and you could be walking down the street, you can be walking in the store, and a certain aroma, a certain fragrance will cause you to go back to or start, it'll bring up certain feelings of grief. This could be 20 years later, 20 years down the line. There's a certain perfume my mom used to wear. If I smell it, it's going to cause some things to come up on the inside of me. So again, you can't tell me to get over it. You get over it. You haven't walked this path. And I think, again, people just don't know what to say. They always feel like they should say something, but you don't get to tell me to get over my grief. I don't know. Do you ever get over it?
I think that's rude to tell somebody that.
It is
if
very
you're not willing to help them walk through their grief.
Right. I think I'm gonna say this too, guys. Grief is unpredictable.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Can y'all type that in? Grief is unpredictable. What I mean by that, you can have a good month of memory of that loved one or that job loss. Remember, we're putting it in context now, right, guys?
Right.
We're talking about death of a loved one. We're putting it in context. You can have a good month. I lost my job. Dog, my mama dead. My son was murdered. My daughter committed suicide. Had a good month of just trying to process and move. But out of nowhere, 3 a.m, that thing will hit you.
Yeah. Nate, yes.
Cherie, you're agreeing with you.
Yes.
And we have to be careful with that first. And I call it a myth, Pastor O, because I love that scripture you read, because it's easy. Everybody is not. Y'all remember, why is it that when you go to a funeral, look at this, y'all. Let me give you a real life example. They always let the guest view first. And the guests view the body, and then they leave the last viewing to who? The immediate family.
Yeah.
Now, note, when the guests come out, they're crying, they're weeping, but when that immediate family gets to that, it is a whole nother level of experience.
Yeah.
Because so the whole camp of Israel, but that immediate family of Moses, I guarantee you their grieving went beyond 30 days. And so we have to realize, if it's not your experience, it cannot be your emotion.
Oh, that's
Come on.
My experience created my emotion.
That's so good.
Amen.
Let me say that again. If your child hadn't been gunned down on a highway, you cannot tell a mother when she ought to be over her. If you can go and call your son now,
Nate, come on,
and say, son, go by Vons. I'm saying Vons, that's a grocery store here. Go by Walmart and pick me up some paper towels. If you can do that, baby, you don't understand. You can't tell me about my emotion.
Yeah.
If you can go right now and call your mama and say, mama, I'm on my way. Mama, what you cooking? Or even if your mama can't talk like she used to talk, you can go sit on that recliner with her. If you can do that, you don't understand my emotion. My experience birthed my emotion. And if you have not experienced my reality, you can't tell me how to walk in my emotion. Y'all, we got more content than we have time.
Amen.
Come back tomorrow, and we're going to keep digging back. Let me get Richard Miller's statement, because I know Rich be closing with some stuff. Rich, let me see, can I find you, big bro? Rich, and I saw your questions. We're going to get them tomorrow. Roxy said, my father died in 86, but on his birthday this past February, I could not stop crying, just thinking about all that he was not here to see in his children's life. Roxy, her daddy died in 86, y'all.
Yeah.
It's 2021. If you don't know Roxy, come on, Cherie. If you don't know Roxy's experience with her daddy, you can't tell Roxy, girl, that's been years. No, you better. I'm trying to get y'all. I'm trying not to. Some of y'all about to get cussed out by some people. I'm trying to help you.
Trying to help you now.
Yeah.
Some of y'all about to be put out. I'm trying to help you.
Yeah.
Leave people's emotions alone.
Mm-hmm.
Richard said in the movie Troy, they stopped the war for 12 days to honor one of the fallen heroes. After 12 days, the war was to resume. However, that didn't mean the grieving stopped after 12 days. That real life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Telling people to get over stuff that you ain't experienced will get you cussed out. Y'all can play with me and be like, Pastor Nate, I dare you say that. Let me tell you something. If you can go talk to your mama and you can go call your mama, my mama gone, y'all don't come with me because that stir up some stuff in me.
Right.
Yeah.
I can even go as recent as when I started my MDiv program. Because my mom was an educator and she was a stickler for education and furthering. I mean, I told my daddy, but he was excited, but that wasn't the same response I would have got from my mama. And so I felt, I had my moment because I couldn't share it with her to get that response that I knew. And it goes back to kind of what Lay was talking about. Who's going to give me that? Nobody that I know would give me what I needed from my mother that day.
Yeah.
And so there was, of course, it didn't last all day. I don't let my grief take control of me. You see what I'm saying? But I have my moments. Like Nate said, sometimes it just pops up. Certain things trigger certain things.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Y'all, we're gone. I love you. What's the charge for the day? Y'all have one for the day? Let's deal with this grief and emotion. What do y'all have for today?
You like that? What you just said?
I don't grief is unpredictable.
It's
my experience versus my emotions.
Yeah. Let's say it this way, y'all. If you have not been through my experience, you cannot control my emotion.
Or dictate my emotions.
Yeah, because you can't control it. If you say it again.
If you have not been through my experience, you cannot dictate my emotion. Hashtag be seated. No, I'm sorry. Hashtag the faith room. I'm sorry. Come on back, Lord. Jesus, for hard. Hashtag the faith room. Don't do it.
I'll put be seated on mine.
Oh. Y'all, we're working on a therapist this week. We're working on getting Miss Dorcas back in this week. Cadrick Prophet is working on her right now this week. My brother Randy Jones will be in as well. He's up out in Mississippi. Randy, what's up, boy? Sip. Randy Jones is a phenomenal young leader, and he's gonna talk about grief and pain. Randy, you on the clock, baby. You're on the clock, Ray, RJ. I love you. What you laughing at, woman of God?
Look, read that.
Lord help us.
And there you have it.
The faith room.
God be with you. Oh, God be with you.
I say,
God be with you until we meet again.
Just log off. Lay, Ray, whoever, lay. Let me read it one more time because I missed it. It went over my head.
Oh, okay. Read it slow. Take it in. Take it in, sir. I believe you read it right the first time.
How we go from this to God be with you? Hold on, read it. Somebody read it for me.
Easy.
Help us.
If you have not been through my experience, you cannot dictate my emotion. 2 seats, 1 for each cheek. All right, I'm done. Log off.
We'll see y'all tomorrow. God be with you till we meet again.
Love you guys. Love you.
Pray for Lay.
Bye, y'all. Each.